This EFL Outright Picks edition of the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at underdogfantasy.com. Promo code PLGP. Welcome, everybody, to the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, an MLS expert coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Tuesday, July the 29th. We are here to have a look back at all the young girls in the country being inspired by Barry's 14-1 winner. And our picks from the weekend. Before we have a look at the EFL outrights, League 1 and League 2 kick off this weekend. That crept up. So we're going to have a look. Quite successful last year. We'll have a look at the Championship, League 1 and League 2. Promotion, relegation, Championship, playoffs. Any bets that we fancy. I've got a couple of accumulators I've put together as well. Joining me from somewhere in Nottingham in the front room, it's Mr. Barry Penaluna. Barry, what's happening?
Evening, Barry Penaluna, female football specialist. You could say, if you're going to claim the MLS specialist title, then yes, after my 14-1 winner the other day, that's going to be my new title.
Yeah, why not, Baz? We'll get into that in a little minute. We did well. Quite a busy show actually tonight because we've got 3 divisions to get through, and like I say, I think we did well last year. Particularly, there was the relegation markets, Baz. Last year, we hit winners in just about everything. We had a few promoted teams, but we hit teams to go down. Nice prices, like 3-1s, 4-1s, and we did say we felt like we left a little bit out there with the accumulators. I think we should have put a few accumulators on. The chat is live and kicking. Let's go to the top. Who was in first? Waiting for you, Andy Williams. First in, Callum is here also. God, it's like an old school, especially. I think we've got our strongest team out tonight, Buzz. This is our best 11. Smudger is in as well. Courtney, which might be Patrick, or might be Courtney, or might be both, is here. Joe Dollar, welcome along. Joe, fucking Serial. We haven't got time to answer questions, Serial, tonight. Sorry. We're all business tonight, I'm afraid. So we'll question and answer show. Will be held at a later date. So we need to keep the banter to a minimum, Barry, but I received an absolute all-timer of an email yesterday. Did you see this email on my Twitter? Because, it's very funny, but it's also football-related. It doesn't start out sounding football-related, though, Baz. So this is worth reading to you. As you know, Barry, I have occasionally done some... the term is supporting artist, Barry. You might call it an extra. Do you know what I mean? I prefer to call it as a supporting artist work. In the media. What? Are you reading it now?
Got it, yeah.
Fucking great, isn't it? And I got an email off the agency yesterday, and I will read to you word for word. Christ, it must be funny because Barry's actually lolling at this. There's so many questions, Barry. I love a bit of banter that leaves more questions than answers. For example, I'll throw you the why did he leave his glasses on Matthew's table in the pub. That's sort of more questions than answers. So this came from the casting agency yesterday. I am looking for some lookalikes for a shoot in Middlesbrough on the 7th of August. Specifically, Stevie Wonder, Prince Harry, and Simon Cowell. If you think you could pass for any of these characters, please get in touch. There will be costume and makeup departments who could add the final touches. These are supporting artist roles, but you need to be able to kick a football convincingly, as it is for a 5-a-side match. Please email, blah, blah, blah. So they want lookalikes for a 5-a-side football match, 3 of the 5 being Stevie Wonder, Prince Harry, and Simon Cowell, Barry, which just fucking... I mean... I don't know what to make of it. Who are the other 2, Barry, was my main thought. Who's making up? I mean, I'm hoping Stevie Wonder's not in goal. Let's be honest. But yeah, it were the other two that are making up that five-a-side football match. Absolute all-time great emails. One of my absolute favourites, Barry.
Yeah, I'm just wondering which one of those you're going to pass for. So I assume you've applied. You're probably going
Well,
for Simon Cowell. Do you reckon you could pass off as Simon Cowell?
I could pull my pants right up to my armpits and pass as Simon Cowell. I mean, I am a little bit of a chancer, Barry, but I don't even think I could try and get away as one of them three. Not Prince Harry, not Ginger. Cowell is a possibility. And let's be honest, Stevie Wonder's a long shot. Like,
So many questions.
oh,
Why does the five-a-side come into it? We're looking for some lookalikes. Stevie Wonder, Prince Harry, and Simon Cowell. Fair enough. And then I just don't know how that links in with the five-a-side. Why those
fucking
three?
great, it.
As you say, they must already have two dead ringers for the other two characters, mustn't they?
I
So,
tell you what, it might be. Have you seen Smoggy Queens? We've talked about this, haven't we? I
no,
think you haven't.
no.
No, it's all right, Baz. It makes me laugh. I sometimes watch it with Betty, because it makes her feel a bit grown up, and it's about the trans or the LGBTQ plus community on Teesside, and it's quite funny. And it might be that I've had quite a lot of emails for that. Was one of them wanted me to turn up in arseless chaps, which I would have done as well, just for the crack, if you pardon the pun. But I was busy that day, so it might be for that. But I'm going to send the challenge out to everyone. Needs to now watch the telly for the next 2 years to find out. No one's allowed out the house. We need to see the scene with the five-a-side game involving Stevie Wonder, etc. So there you go. No, Andy Williams is saying I have to do it. I'm busy, Andy. You can get yourself down there. You've got to look at Prince Harry about you. Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that. Barry, any banter from you? I saw you were wheeled in your Weber grill on Sunday.
Oh, I've had a big night down at the clubhouse. We encouraged lots of people to come down and watch the ladies' final. And I stupidly said I would bring down the barbecue and raise some funds for the girls' teams. It was a bit of a question. I had no idea how many people are going to turn up and how many people were going to order food. So it was a bit of a guessing game. I had every expectation that I would be coming home with about a dozen burgers and 20 sausages still there. I said to the kids, we'll probably be eating burgers and sausages and pork for the next week when we don't sell any of this stuff. And then, like 20 minutes after we set up, we just got absolutely swamped. There was over 100 people in the clubhouse. Everyone was wanting to eat, and Christ, it was hard work. Like, there was me on the grill. Helen was sort of plating up the food. And Sophie was taking orders. She had the little card reader and everything, so she's writing the orders down and then handing them over to Helen, and then Helen's telling me what. But we did lose control at one point. At one point, Sophie was like, "I've got like 3 orders here written down." She had little bits of paper in her hand, and Helen's just like, "I don't want them yet. I've still got 6 orders here on the table." And I'm like,
Ramsey's kitchen nightmare situation.
I'm like, Helen, what's that one on the floor? I don't know whose that one is. I've no idea what it is. We took the first 2 customers come up, put pre-orders in for a specific time.
Oh.
Well, that went out the window. So 5 o'clock come round and such comes up. Hey, you got my order? I was like, what is your order? No, I haven't. But to be fair, everyone was very patient.
Yeah.
And we served everybody. Everyone got served. Everyone got fed. And we sold out completely. Raised nearly 500 quid for the football teams. So it all worked out well.
Can I ask, Barry, how much of that you creamed off the top?
No, nothing. I actually donated a little bit myself. I didn't claim all of the expenses back. It's all for charity, So yeah, that was part of that. I did have a couple of lifestyle things, Malcolm. The new restrictions on pornographic websites in the UK.
No.
It's been mentioned in the chat. How are you coping with that? Have you found a way around it yet?
Well, there's all the porn you could watch on that dodgy stick, Baz. So yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, there is that. And
just saying,
VPN's the answer, which I think Callum has already shared that in the chat. So there's an easy way around it all. For anyone in America who doesn't know, pornographic websites now, you have to verify your age. They want to see your driving license or your passport before you can watch a bit of filth. Seems a little bit excessive. The other thing, lifestyle, you like this one, Malcolm?
Yep.
I've taken a foray into the world of,
oh my God,
bamboo boxer shorts.
Oh, yes. We talked about this.
Hey,
And
I
did
know
I
we have.
tell you they were fucking life-changing, Barry?
Honestly, I've signed up for a subscription. I'm going to get a pair delivered every month, Malcolm.
How
Have you
fucking
ever heard of a
quick do
boxer
you go
short?
through your pants, like?
3 months, I'll have a year's supply, Malcolm. One a month.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I got my first pair of bamboo boxer shorts. They're comfortable, like.
Mate, they're incredible.
Oh, nice. I like them. I'm a
It's
big
like
fan.
an angel crying on your bollocks. Like, it's
Yeah,
absolutely beautiful.
yeah. So I've gone for the jazzy ones. You know, the old oddballs where they're like proper
Yeah,
ridiculous designs.
yeah.
So I got a pair of them and a pair of socks as well as part of the subscription. So every month they'll deliver me a new pair of boxer shorts in a new design and a new pair of socks. I don't know how many months I'll keep it up. You know, there's only so many pairs of boxer shorts you can need in it. I think 2 is probably about the
I was going
number.
to say, what a month's a lot. I think I've got about 5 in the rotation, Baz.
Yeah. Yeah,
As long
well,
as
I
I,
thought, I'll give it a few months. I'll build up a supply, and then, yeah, they're a bit long, like they're not ideal for shorts. If
well,
I'm wearing shorts
remember
over,
that the photos of me making top class saves at St James's Park, Barry.
yeah,
My bamboo pants were peeking out the bottom of my football shorts. Now, a
yeah,
football short's quite a long short.
I'm getting a bit
But
of grief in the house for the designs. Funny enough, I bought a new shower gel last week, and it was a
fucking
zesty.
hell.
It was a
Tell you what,
zesty.
you're like Peter Stringfellow,
I
Barry,
know,
aren't you?
I know. Honest, but the flavor of the shower gel was zesty lemon and tea tree. I do like them little tingly ones,
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and the kids were laughing at me. They were basically saying, "Oh, Dad's turned all zesty now. He's got his zesty
Yeah, yeah.
shower gel." And then when the boxer shorts got, I was like, "Do you like these boxer shorts, kids?" I went, "This has all started with that zesty shower gel, hasn't it?"
It has.
So yeah, I'm getting all sorts of grief at home, but I'm happy with my boxer shorts. So bugger them.
Stay tuned for news of child number 3 on the way in the Penaluna household. He's fucking rampant, isn't he? Dirty get. Excellent, that, Barry. We can also, I'll tell you what else made you feel zesty, Barry. 14-1 winner on the
Why?
Feminoids football. I'll tell you what, we handicapped that game to within an inch of its life. The handicap being Spain were too short. Spain were probably the better team, but had struggled to put teams away. England had been the combination of things that you want to back, which was feisty, a little bit lucky, and you just knew they'd be in the game. You outlined it to an absolute T. I listened back to mine. I don't think I actually gave out a pick other than at the prices. I'd take England over Spain was pretty much my thought, and just co-signed everything you gave. But yeah, it was a mildly entertaining match. Spain were better in the first half, but England stuck in, got the goal, and yeah, it went to penalties, Baz, and you landed the 14-1 winner. So yeah, beautifully done.
Yeah, I mean, the handicap was I thought it would be a very tight game. Every time England and Spain have played, it's been close. Never more than one goal in it, and I said extra time and penalties looked very much in play. As you say, Spain were the better side, but England done exactly what they've done in the previous rounds. Stayed in it, hung in there, and then did it when it mattered. So yeah, so once I got extra time, I had every chance. 22-1 England were to win in extra time and 14-1 on penalties. So yeah, nice when it comes off like it did.
Yeah, beautifully done. You had one pick in Norway. You told me was a push. Is that right?
Yeah, it was a -1 Asian handicap. They won by 1 goal.
That's fair enough. My MLS picks had a right result. Thought I'd gone through the card, but double checked in hand. The one I missed on was the BTTS and over 2.5 in San Diego, Nashville. I did say San Diego were worthy favourites. They won 1-0. But the rest, Cincinnati double chance away into Miami. That was a draw, so landed at 4-5. Austin, I did tell you that would be low scoring. They might nick it 1-0. 4-2 that finish. But Austin won. So 17-10 plus 170 for Austin. And then Minnesota were a great price away at St. Louis, 6-4 plus 150. So 4 units staked on MLS, 7 units returned. So there you go, money in the bank. And what we're going to do for the rest of tonight is fire into the EFL so we can build some accumulators. We will play our next cards in kickoff, which I can imagine you're all very excited about. Barry, I believe well, he's either lied to me or he's reread the rules so he can play with a bit more confidence tonight. But we'll do that in a little while. We don't want to shoot my bolt too soon. Baz, do you have anything else you want to tell the people before we get stuck into this EFL stuff?
No, ready to go.
Ready to go. Now, next question is: have you got the prices to put on the screen like a smart ass? You have.
Yeah.
Have you? Well, good lad. Right, okay, we'll do that then. I'm going to read these adverts out first then. Sports Gambling Podcast is back with their 32 NFL team previews. I've listened to about 5 or 6. They're all very good. Each episode, they give out one word of a 32-word phrase. Submit the phrase for a chance to win a $1,000 circuit. Future, we are brought to you by mybookie.ag, your place to bet on every sport, including MLB, WNBA, golf, and of course, football futures. Loads of locations. Crypto is accepted. Head to mybookie.ag. Promo code PLGP for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. T's and C's apply at mybookie.ag. Promo code PLGP. And you heard us mention Rhythm a lot. Our favourites here. That game-changing feature, Power Trends, is going strong. AI detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high ROI. 63% those power trends are hitting that at the minute. WNBA 35 and 20 since the launch as well. And get your 7-day free trial at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Barry, where are we going from championship to 2, or are we going from 2 to championship? Any preference?
I would go championship to start with, just because that's how my notes are set out, so it just makes that a bit easier for me.
Okay. So in terms of the fixtures, League 1 and League 2 kick off this weekend, this Saturday. And the championship kicks off the weekend after, the weekend before the Prem. Promotion-wise, top of the market, to win outright, we're going Ipswich are the favourites at 7-2 plus 350. 5-1 Southampton, 7-1 Birmingham, 8-1 Sheffield United, and it is 12-1 bar those, which brings in Coventry and Leicester City. They are each way 1, 2, 3. The top 6 make the playoffs in this league, and 3 teams will be relegated. I'll lead us off here, Baz, with the favourites, Ipswich. 72 favourites. I mean, the favourites for a reason, and it's because everything's set up in place. Now, I expected kind of better things for them last year. They've come with Kieran McKenna from 10th in League 1, landed back-to-back promotions, and then last season almost came a little bit too soon for them, and they got relegated. But I think they're just ready to go again. They spent a lot of money last year, and I think it stands them in good stead. I think they've got a huge chance at 7-2, Baz. I think they're very, very worthy favourites. Southampton at 5-1 don't do much for me. 2 relegations in 3 seasons. They've actually lost quite a lot of their staff members, not just to mention manager Russell Martin. Jason Wilcox left. Director of football went to Manchester United. Plenty other teams appeal more. Birmingham City are the talking horse, obviously. Tom Wagner, Tom Brady, all of that. The big American influence. Chris Davis has proved to be a really good appointment. They racked up 111 points last year, but as you can't really argue with that. Promoted from League 1, but that is a big effort to go back-to-back. I think with Birmingham, you either want to bet them or you don't. Like, it's almost just how do you feel about them? Birmingham are the most gut feel team in this league more than anything else. But at the prices, not for me. Leicester at 12s, I just don't want anything to do with them. The fact that they're ranked 6th by the bookies in this league tells you the tale. Complete mismanagement, really. The mismanagement's eventually caught up with them, and this division will eat you alive if you're not prepared, if teams are pulling in different directions. This not the division for you. Like, it's an absolute fucking killer. So I don't want Leicester. Coventry, I was mildly interested in. I've got a little play on Coventry that I do like because they've got the continuity. Frank Lampard, who I actually liked before he kind of went a bit mental. And he's come back, and fair play to him because he's stuck to his guns. He's carried on taking relatively high-profile jobs. And Cov did well last year. In fact, for a couple of years, they've kept the squad. I think they've got a high floor, is my point with Coventry. Is that they did it last year. Sunderland beat them in the playoffs. But that floor remains where they are. So I think you're guaranteed a run at a fair price with Coventry. Sheffield United were the last one in here that I wanted to mention. Hangover from the playoffs, lost the manager, just don't really want anything to do with him. Below that, wasn't much that blew my skirt up. Millwall, steady away, not much upside. West Brom rebuilding, might be interested in them next year. But that was me, Buzz. My two plays here, I'm going to start chalky, and it's Ipswich to win the league at 72 plus 350. We took this price. If you think it's a short price, we took this price on Birmingham last year, but Birmingham with 3-1, maybe 100 to 30. And it turned out to be one of the greatest prices available. Ipswich might just prove to be that 72. And my second play is going to be on Coventry City, and it's Coventry to make the playoffs at 11 to 10. This is one for your rackets. If you're building some lucky 15s or some Yankees or whatever, Coventry to make the playoffs at 11 to 10 plus 110. Because, like I say, I think the floor's there. It's already there. I think they can only build on it. Fourth, fifth place finish, something like that for Cov. So top end of the table, Baz, that's me.
Yeah, I like that Coventry pick. Not one that made mine, but I agree with you. I think I'd be very surprised if they didn't make a run for the playoffs at least. So plus money for them to get to the playoffs is a good shout. But I think for me, you're immediately sort of drawn to the relegated teams first of all, and look to see if there's any reason to look elsewhere beyond that. We saw last year both Leeds and Burnley bouncing straight back at the first time of asking, finishing in the top two. And again, Ipswich and Southampton leading the market here. Leicester less favourable. It's easy to see why, as you say, they're a bit of a shambles really at the moment. They're down in sixth in the betting. But I was immediately drawn to Ipswich as well. And it's not a fancy pick with them 7-2. I think if you shop around, you get 4-1 actually for Ipswich as well. But they've just got the stability with McKenna still there. So he's the one that brought them up last time. He's the only one out of the relegated teams who's still got, who's still in play. Where Leicester City and Southampton are both starting with new men in the dugout. And the squad, I think, just looks primed for a big run at this. They have lost Delap, but there's plenty of strength in there for championship level. Smodic, in particular, might not have done much for them in the Premier League, but we saw what he can do at this level with Blackburn. I like Smodic to go well for them this season. So Ipswich 7-2 to win the league for me would also be my pick. I think if you wanted to play it easier, then a safer way of doing it would be for them to be top two. You're getting 15-8 for them to finish in the top two, Ipswich. Shop around, you'll get that to 2-1, no doubt. 2-1 for Ipswich to get automatic promotion, I think looks probably a safer play. But yeah, Ipswich my pick as well. The other thing I've got here, I am going to take Smodic as a top scorer at 12-1. Ipswich were top scorers in the championship the last time they were down here. And I fancy him to be banging them in this season. So I'm going to take Sammy Smodic for Ipswich as the top scorer at 12-1.
I love that 15-8 top two, Baz. Again, if you're looking for your lucky 15s or your rackers, if you're looking for a cornerstone, that's good. I saw Lenny Ward sneak into the chat earlier on. Is Lenny a Derby County fan? I'm not surprised that he says up the Rams. He's got a picture of a camel on his avatar. So there you go. Sammy Smodic. Lee likes everything I like. He likes Ipswich. He likes Coventry to make the top two. It's worth having a word about Wrexham. Let's talk about Wrexham, just because one of our strongest 11, Andy Williams, is indeed in the chat as Fefwef joins us. Fefwef loves the Ipswich shout, hates the Smodics one. Fair enough. Light and shade. Fefwef, Wrexham, Baz, media darlings. Only team in domestic football history to go back to back promotions. Tons of money. I think Wrexham might look to do this in 2 stages, Barry, would be my thoughts on this. So this first stage being consolidation, because it is a big old leap. We often say that this League One to the Championship is the biggest jump. So 25-1 Wrexham. I mean, pay your money and take your choice. I faded them last year. I had them down to finish about 13th, I think, and was completely and utterly proved wrong. So not a good judge. And he might be able to tell us a little bit more where he thinks. But yeah, like I said, I do think they're going to get there, 100% going to get there. But I do think they might do it in installments, and this installment might just be consolidation. But
yeah, have you got anything else in the Championship?
I've got the relegation markets.
I
Yes.
was going to say I'm in the relegation market as well. Do you want me to kick off with that?
Yeah. Do you not want to say anything about Wrexham?
No, not really. You've done it all.
Okay, Andy. Fucking Barry's not having it. Barry doesn't care. Go on.
I mean, you've covered it, haven't you?
Yeah, no, you're right. Like, I was just trying to pander to one of our.
I think you're right, though. We talked last year about how it's quite achievable to make them jump from non-league, League Two, League One. It gets a big step up harder once you get to the Championship to take that next step. So I don't see Wrexham pushing for promotion this year. Maybe a building season and then push on again next year, maybe.
Okay, go on then. Lead us off relegation.
Yeah, I mean, there's one really obvious contender
Yeah.
in Sheff Wednesday, which they were as big as 10-1 at one point for the drop. They're now 1-3. Danny Rowell is left by mutual consent this week. That was inevitable. Players have had missed payments. Some of them haven't been paid over the summer or late payments. Several of their best players have already gone. Fans are protesting. Club is in total disarray. It's possible they might get a new owner in, but whether that happens before the transfer market in time for them to do anything is questionable. So yeah, obviously no fun in backing Sheff United, Sheff Wed to go down at 1-3, and even finishing bottom, you're only getting 10-11. Their odds against it looks a bit too short to get involved. So we'll steer away from that and look elsewhere. And I've gone for Preston as the team who stood out to me. Finished 1 point above the relegation spots last season and finished with the worst form of the lot down that end. Really didn't finish strongly at all. Almost got dragged right into it. They're going to need a big improvement from the way they finished last year if they're to survive again. So I'm going to take Preston for relegation at 9-2.
Is that you finished?
Yes.
All right, that was just really fucking abrupt. It sounded like you were in the middle of a sentence. Okay, I was just laughing at Andy blah blah in your Wrexham chat. Callum wants Derby to get relegated. Lee Smith's telling us Preston very much made my shortlist. In fact, they are my pick on this one. Sheffield Wednesday 1-3 to go down. My astute note says, look completely fucked, is what I wrote next to them. That was before Danny Rowell actually only officially left this afternoon, I think. Hull 3-1. New manager. The new manager, he's a bit of a dullard, Jakirovic, but he's got a decent record in getting teams to do just enough. He's a bit of a wily old fox, is Jakirovic. So I think Hull might be okay. Oxford 5-2. And this is a manager handicap again. It's Gary Rowett. And Gary Rowett just keeps teams up. He's got a great record in that he gets his team to concede few enough goals. Like, they only lost 9 of 26 since he came in. They'll accumulate points, Oxford. So I think they'll be fine. Charlton 11-4. I think they're well run. Nathan Jones, bit of a divisive character in the dugout. Settled squad, if quite a small squad. I think they'll be okay. And that led me to Preston North End. Picked them last year. They only picked up 3 points from their last 8 games. The manager, Paul Heckingbottom, bit of a journeyman. He was calling out the players, talking all sorts of shit at the end of the season. Not sure how well that landed. They need a rebuild, and they didn't get it. Lee saying they slip closer and closer. Circling the drain, Baz, is one of our favourite phrases that we use with Everton. And they haven't quite, Everton have keep on circling. Preston might just slip down the drain this time. 92 plus 450 for Preston to get relegated.
Interesting. Did he pay any notice to my handicap of that, Malcolm?
I think so.
Who did I pick for relegation?
Preston.
All right, that's all right. It seemed like you were talking as if you'd, not listened. So well done.
No, I was listening all right. Fucking hell, that was a good guess. It was a good guess at the end, wasn't it? Put the old... oh, no, don't put the League One things up yet, Baz, because I'll read out the old advertising. We'll get this Yankee dollar in our back pockets here, Baz. Watch this. The world's greatest sportsbook, Circa Las Vegas, is hosting the world's biggest pro football contest. Circa Million, Circa Survivor, and the Circa Grandissimo, with over $21 million in guaranteed prizes. You can go and hang out with the SGPN boys and girls at the Circa Contest Weekend, August 21 to 23. For an amazing weekend, live shows, open bars, you'll get 15% off a stay at the Circa with promo code SGP. 15 contests open to everyone. Sign up in Nevada and play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com, use the promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. And Underdog Best Ball Mania all season long. $15 million in prizes. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Use our code PLGP to claim a special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code PLGP. Okay, let's crack on into League One. Barry, would you like to go first?
No?
No? Hey, nice to be offered, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lovely to be offered. So to win outright, quarter of the odds, 1, 2, 3. Luton are 3-1 favourites. Huddersfield next in at 6-1. Cardiff 8-1. Plymouth 9-1. Stockport 8-1. Don't know why the odds have gone a bit skew with there. And 10-1, 11-1 bar brings in Bolton Wanderers, Blackpool, Reading, Wickham, Leyton Orient. Follow them in. Luton, the clear favourites at 3-1, the same price Birmingham were when they ran away with this last year. Luton are still well run and level headed. Them getting relegated last year was fucking mad, wasn't it? Because we just talk about the top three, bottom three, up and down, up and down, up and down. But Luton just have completely and utterly I don't know how they managed it.
Maybe Malcolm haven't gone. It was a big thing when they got to the Premier League, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That they've just gone there, step by step, all the way up. Maybe they're just going to do the exact same and just go all the way back down.
I've just spotted everyone making laughy faces in the chat, and I was trying to work out what it was, but it's Joe Dollar throwing out Everton to finish in the top 10 at 2-1. I would stay off the mushrooms, Joe, if I was you. I can't wait to fade them. They're going to be absolute dog shit again, by the way, and I'm here for that. I think Luton was so level-headed that it kind of backfired on them last year. They've made 6 good signings so far. They've still got a handful of players who looked okay in the Prem. Mengi, people like that are still there. So yeah, Luton an obvious chance at 3-1. I thought 3-1 might be a bit skinny for me. Huddersfield are next in. They've sorted the squad out a little bit. The new manager, Lee Grant, is interesting. He came from Ipswich, was kind of Kieran McKenna's protege there. Huddersfield 6-1 if you want. I can't keep backing Bolton at 11-1. They keep falling short. They've been on our radar for years now. Never quite getting it done. Cardiff, what I like most about Cardiff is the manager, Barry Murphy. Really good reputation, really good coach. I'm just not sure everything is in place for a sustained push. Cardiff will be really good in spots. I think they'll be quite streaky. But 8-1, not for me. Stockport are live. Lee, Megan Smudger are very much on the same sheet tonight. They just missed out last year. Playoff semi-final. They've had a few in and outs, but the club and manager have been continually on the up for a long time. But 11? I think 10 of the last 11 seasons for Stockport. They've been fighting at the top end of the table. And they're just ready to go again. They're absolutely live. 11-1. Top 2 at 9-2 was a good pick. And promotion at 11-4. So any of those 3 for Stockport, shut up, Joe. But my play, Barry, is going to be 20-1, and it's Wickham Wanderers. 20-1 to win the league, 12-5 plus 240. to finish in the top 6. Now, Wycombe finished 5th last year. Mike Dodds is a really well thought of coach. They've made some interesting signings. They've got some high ceiling. They made some interesting continental signings. Like you wouldn't expect Wycombe Wanderers to be signing players from Salzburg and places like that. They've got really good squad depth. I think behind probably Luton Town, Wycombe's squad depth is the second best in that division. So my players are going to be Stockport to finish in the top 2 at 9-2, or promoted at 11-4. But I'm going for Wycombe Wanderers 20-1 each way, which will be a top 3 finish, and 12-5 plus 240 to finish in the top 6. Pat.
Yeah, so the laughs in the chat were actually for me refusing to go first, which is what I thought they were laughing at.
Oh, right, sorry.
But there's a reason for it, and it's because you've done such a good job in the championship. Your notes are a little bit more comprehensive than mine, and you've covered a few more teams than me. So I feel like it works well. You given the more thorough analysis of the division, and I just fire in when we pick and my justification for it.
Let's
so
be
that
honest,
was the reason.
Baz,
it wasn't just me.
Has very much been you following me up with minimal notes, minimal.
I've put more effort in tonight, but I probably do need to zone in a little bit more. I have got myself into a little bit of a
build it up, Baz.
Yeah, I have got myself into a little bit of a rut of just. You're right. The Club World Cup was a shambles.
He's in a rut. He's in a. But hang on a minute. I thought you had fucking new underpants and tingly bollocks. You can't be in that much of a rut.
That's part of trying to reinvigorate myself.
Oh, okay.
For the new season.
Then.
So I'll be sat here in my boxers next week. Well, anyway, League One. I've put some work into these, and the picks. I'm confident with these picks. As you say, we've done well last year, and I've done enough. But that was a fucking bigging you up there for your thorough analysis and why you were best to lead off. Again, the 3 relegated teams in League One, or the 3 relegated teams from the Championship, dominating the top of the market in League One, filling 3 of the top 4 spaces in the market. But I thought it was worth looking elsewhere, looking outside of that, and Stockport, like you, were the ones that jumped off the page for me. They were the best of the rest last year, behind Birmingham and Wrexham. Just missed out in the playoffs. David Challoner has never failed to at least reach the playoffs when he's finished the season with a team. I don't know whether you pulled out that stat because I switched off during your chat. But they have lost a few players, but they've also recruited well, and I think they'll make a push for it again. 8-1 to top the division, Stockport. 5th in the market they are at the moment. But like you, I've looked at the other players, and I've went for them just to be promoted. So keeping the top 2 on side, but also the playoffs. So I like Stockport at 11-4 to be promoted as well. I think you'll get a good run for your money out of them. You'd be unlucky not to at least get into the playoffs, I think. And again, a bit like the Championship, I wanted a piece of their attack in the top scorer market. Malik Mothersill is 25-1 to be top scorer. They paid a club record fee for him, and he got 12 last season for Peterborough. So I think leading the line this year for a promotion contending team, he's got every chance of being there or thereabouts at 25-1. And at that price, probably worth taking each way. A quarter of the odds for him to finish in the top 4 looks decent. So Malik Mothersill, 25-1 for top scorer in League One.
Malik Mothersill, Barry, is a really good finisher. Sneaky good. You've pulled that out your arse. You've managed to get an arse sniffer of the week in the EFL outouts. That's a nice play. I played 5-a-side tonight, Barry. I was picking out the bottom corners like you would not fucking believe. Honestly, I was like Lee Chapman, 1992. I was properly in the zone, astonishing stuff it was. Relegation out of this division is fucking competitive. Holy shit. 11 teams are 4-1 or shorter here. Absolute throw a blanket over them all. Wimbledon are even money. But I don't mind them. Fewest goals conceded in League 2 last year. They just know how to accumulate points. They're too short. In a congested field, even money's too short. Northampton are of a little bit more interest at 11-8 plus 137. What Northampton love doing is going up and going back down between League 2 and League 1. That's a favourite thing. But they've survived 2 years in League 1, which tells you it's just about time for them to go back to League 2. because that's what they always do. But I do think there's more value elsewhere. Exeter is 7-4, but this is their 4th season in a row now. They're not a great watch. They're a little bit boring, but they've finished above the bottom 8 in the last 3 years. So again, a little bit of know-how. They're too short. Port Vale 2-1 didn't interest me. Mansfield at 11-4 have added quite a few players. My pick is going to be Rotherham. I am going away. This has got nothing to do with anything. I've got a job tomorrow in Sheffield, Barry. And then from Sheffield, I'm going straight to Norfolk on Thursday. Fucking hell. Yeah, I know. And Matt said, my boring mate, so I've booked us into the Holiday Inn Rotherham tomorrow night. So that's where I'm going to be, the sunny side of Rotherham. So if anyone is in the Rotherham area, don't take this personally that I'm taking you at 5-1.
You could have stayed here. I'm probably halfway between Sheffield and Norfolk.
Well, you probably don't want to put me up, and you certainly don't want to put Matt up.
There is that.
You could feed us, Baz. We could get a pulled pork sandwich or something on the way past. So Rotherham are on the slide. Rotherham did, like a few years ago, they got this local businessman made good kind of thing. You know, that like lower league teams, in fact, even Premier League teams, Jack Walker, John Hall, people like that. And it was all right for a little bit, but it's kind of unsustainable and it's starting to wear a little bit thinner. They lost quite a few players. The goal scorer, Johnson Clark Harris, is gone, and they just look vulnerable. Like I say, this is an absolute bum fight here. Loads of teams in this market, but I'm going to take Rotherham at 5-1. But
yeah, so for me, I thought this was wide open as well. So I wanted to look for something at a reasonable price. But as I say, a lot of them throw a blanket over them at the top of that market. So it was competitive. I've went straight back to a team I took last year. I thought it was a little unlucky with Burton Albion. They gave me a run for my money. Early part of the season, they were in that bottom three for a long part of it. They had a bit of a turnaround over the Christmas period, which got them away from it. But then they faded again towards the end of the season, almost got dropped back into it, and eventually finished, I think, 4 points above the relegation. So for large parts of the season last year, Burton Albion, the form was very much relegation form. I think they'll be there or thereabouts again. And I'm getting 2-1 for them to be relegated, not massive, but I fancy Burton might even finish bottom. 10-1 for them to be bottom of the division. Appeals, but yeah, the pick for me for relegation is going to be Burton Albion at 2-1.
Yeah, who was mentioning Burton earlier? Was that Callum possibly? Yeah, Burton tend to always be hanging around the bottom of there. So Barry goes for Burton Albion at 2-1. Barry, it is time before we get into League Two. We're going to carry on with our game of kickoff, Barry. Early stages, the score remains 0-0. The ball, for anyone keeping track at home, is in the red half, square B7. It's just been cleared from the right back area by my Korean twin, Tony Lee. Into the central area, Barry, where Brazilian number 8, Tanat, has the ball on the edge of the centre circle, Barry. Nice position to launch an attack. What cards are you going to play, Baz?
Oh, Tanat's going to launch an attack, all right. He's going to play it forward nine spaces.
Tanat's going forward 9 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, Barry, that counts as a shot on target because that's gone straight towards the goal. Can you just hold your card up, please? Just the people want to see it. There it is. 9 spaces. Okay, you can delete that and we'll set you another one. Right, okay. So I'm going to respond, Barry. Shot on target from Tanat is going to be denied by Robin Bravo, the Canadian international goalkeeper, who's going to launch it. Great save that. 6 forward and 3 northeast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. The ball, for anyone keeping score, is in the red half on square A4, right on the halfway line, Barry, just outside of the centre circle. Robin Bravo has cleared that. They'll feed it from your number 6, Riesling, Barry. Riesling, the ball is on A4. Well played there, everybody. More to come. Still 0-0. 0-0 in that one. League Two, Barry. I'm not going to ask you. Shall I go first, Baz? with the League Two here.
Yeah.
This one is absolutely wide open. The third favourites in this division are 14-1. That tells you how wide open this is. You got the old graphic there, Baz?
I have, yes.
Get the graphic open for the people and also for me so I can read it out. MK Dons are at 3-1. Andy says that game's worse than the Pants chat. I enjoyed both the Pants chat and I enjoyed that game. 3-1, MK Dons, Franchise FC. Chesterfield are in second at 7-1. And then it is 14-1 bar. Gillingham, Salford City, Bristol Rovers, Notts County, Swindon Town, the only team in the country without any of the letters of the word mackerel in the name. Barnet, 14-1 as well. And then it's 16-1 bar those. MK Dons at 3-1. They got on my tits last season. I picked them. They were a better price than this. If you remember, Iron Mike Williamson had gone there, had them playing all the tiki-taka. Didn't work at all. So, new manager this time is Paul Vaughan. And the issue I've got with MK Dons is they're very much a Moneyball, kind of data-driven Brentford type of situation. And the new manager, Paul Vaughan, isn't. He's a little bit old school. So we've got this clash of styles here. He has got a good pedigree, Paul Vaughan. He's been promoted in his 4 full seasons every time with different clubs. So a good pedigree, but it's just a bit of a weird fit. It's his pragmatism against this Moneyball thing. And talking through my pocket, they did get on my tits last year. So I won't be taking the 3-1. Chesterfield at 7s are interesting. Reached the playoffs last year directly after promotion from the National League the year before. So can they take a step forward again? They had a load of injuries over the winter. That stymied them a little bit. There was a real 2-month streak where they had a lot of injuries to the key players. So if that doesn't happen, they have got a chance, but the squad's a little bit older. I'm not sure they're all fully recovered from that injury crisis that they had. Just not convinced by him at the prices. Gillingham back out at 14s. Everything's in place again. Gillingham have got the resources. They just don't know how to use them. And again, I took Gillingham last year. And they just can't put it together. I can't take them again. They could easily pop up at 14-1. The end of the season, they could be sitting there and I'll be shaking my head, but I'm not taking them. My pick, I'm going 20-1 again, Baz. And it's Grimsby Town. Missed the playoffs last year on the final day. They lost 1-0 at Wimbledon. If you remember that game, Wimbledon won. And there was mass pitch invasions and all of that shit. But they made really big strides during the season. They've kept the squad together. The squad were at a good age. Manager David Artell is really good at improving players. We talk about Eddie Howe being able to do that. Artell can do that. And I think they can build on what they've done last year. 20-1 each way for Grimsby Town. And a top 7 finish. This is top 7 rather than top 6 because playoffs. It's top 3 automatic promotion here. And 4, 5, 6, and 7 make it into the playoffs. So top 7 for Grimsby Town at 9-4 plus 225, Pat.
Yeah, so I'm glad you've went somewhere a bit bolder because I have ended up looking at the top of the market. You've mentioned MK Dons, obviously 3-1. They are a short price, especially given where they finished last season. But they've put a lot of money into it. As you say, they've made a managerial change. They've got Paul Vaughan in there, who's been promoted 4 times from League One to the Championship. So pedigree at a higher level than this in terms of getting teams up. And he's been back with funds. And I think the thing that stands out there for me, we've seen before, it doesn't take a huge investment in League Two to make a side be really competitive or to possibly even dominate that division. So I tried to look elsewhere and sniff out a bit of value. I couldn't get away from MK Dons in the end. I just think that promotion pedigree, the strengthening of the squad, I think they look primed for a title push. So MK Dons would be my pick at 3-1 to win it. Looking elsewhere for something a bit bigger, because appreciate it's not a great price. I didn't mind Colchester as an outsider here. They're 4-1 to be promoted, 16-1 to finish top of the league. Not a bad price for a team who threatened the playoffs for large parts of the season last year. Just missed out on the last day. Needed a win. Needed results to go their way. I think they'll at least make a run for the playoffs again, and the 4-1 might look decent value if they're to get there. So yeah, the main pick for me will be MK Dons. If I was looking for someone at a fancier price, Colchester were the one that caught my eye out of the middle of the market.
Okay, you've just caught me. I'm marking down the squares, Barry, for the kick-off game, like a chess match. You know, when they write down all the like king to bishop b3 and all that. Stop the clock. I'm just got to make sure that this is kept all above board. Relegation. Hang on, what's the chat telling us here? Who's getting promoted? Andy wants Salford and Walsall, 14-1 and 16-1 in there. I think that's about it. There's a bit of Grimsby chat. Yeah, my second ever away match, Newcastle, was at Grimsby, because we signed Brian Kilcline. Barry, if you remember Killer, everyone remembers Killer. So I wanted to go and watch Killer make his debut when my dad went, and we drew 1-1. Sean Cunnington scored for Grimsby, and Kevin Sheedy, indirect free kick, back pass, picked it up. So we had a free kick 6 yards out, and Kevin Sheedy mullered it in off the crossbar. We got a 1-1 draw, 1990, 91, something like that. Long time ago. Relegation, Barry, have you got these odds up here?
I haven't got relegation odds.
Right, fair enough. Newport County are the Jollies at 9-4 plus 224. I think they'll be all right. I got no issue with Newport. Harrogate 3-1, circling the drain. Another one, Barry. Harrogate Town. I feel like we pick them every year just because there's no fucking pedigree there. They're not a proper club. No one in the town gives a shit. And I know this because I've got a mate at Harrogate Town. He's not there anymore. They stopped emailing him back. You know, he was the sports psychologist. Last summer, they just stopped emailing him. He asked when to report for pre-season, and they just never replied to him. So he never officially got sacked. They just they ghosted him, is what they did. They've got nothing there. It's just false economy completely. It's another local businessman made good, the director, with his son as the manager. And this has gone on for years and years and years. Low budget, very, very vulnerable. 3-1 Harrogate Town is a fair price. Accrington Stanley at 4-1, who are Lee's pick here. Finished 21st last year, so one place above the relegation places. Another low budget team. The squad absolutely lacks quality. Need to wheel and deal. So I think Accrington are live at 4-1 to go down. And that was it. I found this quite easy, Barry. I took Harrogate at 3-1 and Accrington at 4-1. I was happy to make two plays here. I didn't think this was particularly complicated.
Me neither, and I've got one of those same picks. Is a Newport lead the market, having finished one place above the drop last season. I actually took Newport last year for the drop and just missed out on that. But for me, it's the team who finished just above them, Accrington Stanley, who will be my pick for relegation. I think at 4-1 for the drop, they just look better value than Newport, as you say. They just haven't got that pedigree. Circling the drain, as Lee says in the chat. I mean, both your picks could very much be in the mix for this. But yeah, Accrington's the one that I think will give you a good run for your money. So I'm also on Accrington Stanley, 4-1 for the drop.
Last year we built a whole load of lucky 15s and stuff, and we got a lot of winners in the wrong places and stuff. So we're not going to do that as officially this time. There's enough picks there, and I'm sure everyone's made their own as well. So I will be putting some together. I've got two little Ackers here, Barry, that I quite like. My first one is going to be those two 20-1 winners. This is the 440-1 shot that we've been waiting for. And it is Wickham to win League One and Grimsby to win League Two. Both teams are 20-1. So the each way double pays 440-1. The place double pays 35-1. So for a fiver each way, you're getting 2,850 quid back on that one. And I've got a 22-1 threefold, Barry, which is Coventry to make the playoffs. We both like that. High ceiling, 11-10 Cov. Wickham top 6 at 12-5. And Grimsby top 7 at 9-4. And those three will pay you 22-1, Baz. Lee's gone for Oh, I like this. The Preston and Accrington relegation. I think everyone wanted Accrington, and me and you both had a team right on Preston. 26-1 double for Preston and Accrington Stanley. Baz, anything that you cobbled together that way?
No, I hadn't, because I thought we'll probably put lucky 15s out as we did last year. But normally, I think we did that along with the Premier League stuff.
Yes, correct.
So I might stick a lucky 15 out, albeit it'll be a week or two after League 1 and 2 have started. But I will put some lucky 15 and knackers together once we've sort of reviewed the Premier League stuff, and I'll come up with a relegation knacker certainly, because I went fairly close on all my relegation picks last year. Cardiff, Southampton, and then, as I say, it was Burton Albion and Newport who threatened all year long and just didn't drop in the end. So yeah, nothing at the moment, but we will come up with them in the next week.
Well, we've done it, Baz. 56 minutes. That was good, because I did the baseball show before this, so I've got a rock solid 2 hours of talking absolute bollocks. So I'm quite happy. Road trip to Sheffield tomorrow. Anything, Baz, you want to tell the people before we let them go?
I've been continuing my swimming, Malcolm. I've been 4 times now in the last week. It's all right, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I got in the van on. This was weird, because I got in the van on Saturday morning, and there was a song on the radio, and it tells you now who the song was by. And this band have appeared before. Do you remember we did a stupid Glastonbury quiz, I think 2 seasons ago, where I made some bands up, and you had to tell me if it was a band or not a band.
Yeah.
And one of the bands was called Barry Can't Swim. And I got the radio. First song on was Whatever by Barry Can't Swim, which was 2 days after you'd talked about your newfound swimming thing. So I sent it to you because we have a little bit of fun banter. And you sent me a quite unsettling photograph of you at the swimming baths, Barry, I'm going to say. So I haven't slept very well since I've seen that. But
yeah, you sent me that picture. You sent me that picture just as I was getting out of the swimming pool, getting changed. So you did get the old changing room shot of the swimming pool. I'm enjoying it, and noticing some improvements already. I said last week I would win no points for any style, but today was the first time I took a pair of goggles. Right. That makes a difference, because I can see if I'm going in a straight line now. Last week I was zigzagging all over the place, so the goggles was good. I've got a new pair of swim shorts which stay up, so I'm not constantly. No, they're not bamboo, but they've helped. And now I'm starting to develop my breathing underwater as well. So I'm working on my technique. My pace is improving every time, which is all it's about, isn't it?
Okay, now this whole new Barry Penaluna, this body confident, zesty ball, bamboo shorts, swimming like Mark Spitz, Tarzan of the jungle. I don't know what to do, Barry. But I'm very happy for you, mate. Well done. Lee's asking if you need age verification. I had to send my driving license off before I could download that picture of Barry in his swimming trunks. Yes. It was the 36 Ds one. Baz gave it away. Right. Well done. That was fun. Everyone in the chat, I enjoyed that. You can tell, I think everyone's getting a bit giddy that football season's coming. Most people are giddy about football. I think me and you, Barry, we've done well not to mention it, but there's a slight cloud hanging over our heads at the moment. But we've avoided that. We don't want to kill everyone.
We'll discuss it if or when it happens, Malcolm. Until then, I'm not engaging in it.
I agree. Yeah, it's not happening. Head in the sand is what's going on here. Right. 17 seconds before that hour is up, Barry. So I'll put my hands in the air. You can get ready to press the buttons. Thanks, everyone. We'll be back at some point next week with Championship Match Day 1 picks, maybe some other shit. And we will see you all down the road. Cheers.